Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we are going to learn how to compare fractions. So let's get started. So I'll briefly describe first what are fractions. So fraction is basically part of a whole. Means you have got something, and when you have a complete thing and you divide that complete thing into some equal parts. Let's say you've got one pizza and you divide that pizza into 6 equal parts. So one part of that pizza represents a fraction. Okay. Now the video is about comparing two fractions. Okay. So I'm just writing two basic fractions. Let's say 1/3 and 2/3. So these are two fractions. You have to compare, and by compare, we have to decide which one is larger and which one is smaller. So we'll learn this thing in some methods. So we've got 3 to 4 methods. Okay, so method number 1. Same denominator, and this method is the easiest. Also, if somebody who is new to the fraction as a concept, in fraction, we write a fraction like this, okay, and the number which is on the top is termed as numerator, and the number on the bottom is called a denominator, okay. So the first method says that what if you've got two fractions to compare and both of the fraction has got the same denominator, like the example I've already taken above. So in this example, my first fraction is 1 divided by 3 and the second is 2 divided by 3. And as the method says, when both of the numbers and obviously the fractional numbers that you've got, if the denominator, the number in the denominator is same. So yes, here both of the numbers have got the same denominator as 3. So it is as simple as comparing two whole numbers. Like how you compare two whole numbers. So here when the denominator is same, you just have to compare the numerator. Okay, so here which numerator is larger? Of course it's 2. So since 2 is a larger numerator, so which whole number is the greater one here? So 2/3 is the greater fraction here. Okay, so this was the method number 1, which is the easiest when comparing fraction. Let's move to the method number 2. What if I've got same numerator as opposed to same denominator, as we learned in the first method? So this time we'll take an example where we've got same numerator. Okay, so this time my denominators are not same, these are different, but the numerator is same. So when the numerator is same, the fraction with the smaller denominator is bigger. So whenever, I'll repeat again, when, or maybe I'll write directly on the screen, when the numerator is same, the fraction with the smaller denominator is bigger. So now again, look at your example here. So which fraction will be larger or bigger here? We look at the denominator only, but follow this rule. The rule says when the numerator is same, only look at the denominator and the one with the smaller denominator. So okay, look at the 3 upon 4, then look at the 3 upon 2. So we've got two denominators as 4 and 2. So which one is smaller? We've got 2 as a smaller denominator. So overall, which fraction will be larger? Of course, 3 upon 2 is a larger fraction than 3 upon 4. So this was my method number 2. Let's move to our method number 3. Which is cross multiplication. Okay, now why we use cross multiplication? Because what if you've got the fractions where none of the methods are can be applied, like we saw method number 1 and method number 2. But what if it's got two fractions where none of these methods could be applied, like we none of the fractions have got the same denominator or same numerator? So let's take an example when both numerator and denominators are different. So the example here is, let's say, 2 upon 3 and 3 upon 4. So when such type of fractions come across, then we apply this method number 3, which says cross multiplication, and as the name says, cross multiplication. So how you are supposed to do the cross multiplication? We'll put a very big multiply sign in the middle of these two numbers, and since it says cross multiplication, so we are multiplying it crossly. So we'll take 2 multiply 4 and 3 multiply 3. Okay, so the catch here is we'll always take the number from the numerator side, not from the denominator side. Okay, so here the numerator in the first fraction is 2, so we'll move 4 towards 2. Okay, and in another number, which is 3 upon 4, we'll move 3 towards this 3. Okay, it cannot be other way around. It cannot be like that we're bringing 2 to the bottom. Okay, we'll bring the denominator number to the numerator side, and then we'll multiply in this cross multiplication. Okay, so this is the correct technique. All right, because if you do other way around, you will get a wrong answer, and I'll also show you the other way around and how it will result into a wrong answer. So as I said, that this is the correct technique because we are bringing the denominator numbers to the numerator side. But what if we are bringing the numerator number to the denominator side? So here in the denominator we've got 3, so we're bringing 3 to the denominator, and here we have got 4 in the denominator, so we're bringing 2, and like this. So here 2 multiply 4 8, and 3 multiply 3 is 9, and again here as well. So again, now just you have to compare which one is a larger number. So now 9 is a larger number. All right, so whichever side you got a larger number, after doing this cross multiplication, that will be a larger fraction. So again, I'll be writing the fractions, and since I've got 9 is the bigger number, so whatever the fraction was there at that place will be the bigger fraction. Okay, but if we did it other way around, so you would have mistakenly got the wrong answer, which is wrong in this case, as this is the correct answer. So here 3 upon 4 is the larger fraction over here. All right, now last is the method number 4, which is an optional, but we'll cover this in this video as well. So convert to decimal. What if you want to convert your fraction first to decimal and then you want to compare? Okay, so we have this way of comparing fractions also. So yeah, you can change your fractions into decimals and then you can compare. Okay, so now let's take an example here. Let's take 1 upon 2 and 3 upon 4. So now you have to convert this 1 upon 2 into a decimal, and same for 3 upon 4. So if you're good with division, you can do it really well. So 1 upon 2 is basically half. So how you write half of a number in a decimal, it is 0 0.5, and for 3 upon 4 it will be 0 0.75. I'll make a separate video on how to divide fraction numbers so that you can use this method also. Now you've got two decimal numbers by converting your fractions into decimal, but again, you seem to be looking at these numbers and they don't look similar. I mean, in the first number there is only one decimal point after the decimal, sorry, there's only one digit after the decimal point, but in 0 0.75 there are two digits after the decimal point. So again, in whenever you're comparing decimals, you first have to make your decimals equivalent. So we make the decimals equivalent. Okay, so what does that mean? I've made a separate video on how to make your decimal number as equivalent, so you can watch that video. I'll put the link, but again, for this video I'll be quickly telling for 0.5 and for 0.75. So we looked at the number in which we have got the maximum number of digits after the decimal point. So here we have got this 0.75. We have got two digits after the decimal point, and based on this we'll place as many zeros as required. So it says that for these two decimal number I need two digits after the decimal point. So in the first number, which is 0 0.5, there is only one decimal, there is only one digit after the decimal point. To make it an equivalent decimal, I'll add 1 0 so that it becomes equivalent decimal compared to 0 0.75. Now I've got two digits for both of these numbers after the decimal point. Now these two numbers are ready to be compared. First, we look at the whole number part. So this is my whole number part in the decimal, and this is my decimal part because it comes after the point. Okay, so when the whole number part is same in both of these numbers, so in this case the whole number part is same because it is 0 0 before the decimal point. We'll directly jump to the part after the decimal point. So after the decimal point we have got 50 and we've got 75. So whichever number is larger, that number becomes the larger decimal number. So in this case 0 0.75 is a larger number. So whatever was the fraction equivalent to this decimal number will become the larger fraction. So I'll again convert these number back to their fractional equivalent, and so yeah, 3 upon 4 is the larger fraction here. So we've learned in this video the four methods on how you can compare the fractions and find the larger fractions. So I hope you really understood the concept well and like this video. And if you like the video, please like and subscribe to my channel for more such interesting videos, and I'll see you guys in the next video.